Elite Facts presents
7 shocking WWE Championship changes that no one expected. Championship victories can define a person's career. Hell, some championship victories can define moments in a company. We're here to talk about the most shocking WWE Championship changes throughout the belt's 50-year existence. For this list, we're strictly focusing on the WWE Championship. This list will not include any World Heavyweight Championship victories from 2002 to 2013 or any WWE Universal Championship victories. Here's our top 7 WWE Championship victories that shocked the world.
7.
Jinder Mahal, Backlash 2017. Let's start the list. You simply can't hinder the Jinder. Let's start with the most recent title change that shocked the world. Don't act like you weren't shocked. Sure, the modern-day Maharaja was given a mega push when he was drafted from Raw to SmackDown, but no one expected him to actually capture the most coveted prize in sports entertainment. If anything, people were just expecting the WWE to make him one of SmackDown's top main events as a way to draw in audiences from India. Before winning the #1 contender six-pack challenge on SmackDown, Jinder Mahal was merely just a jobber on Raw. When Backlash arrived, he shocked the world by becoming the first wrestler of Indian descent to win the WWE Championship and first Calgary-born wrestler to win the WWE Championship. That's right, he's Canadian.
6.
Ivan Koloff, January 18, 1971. At this point, no one expected Bruno Sammartino's title reign to end. Imagine for a moment a champion so popular that he's as much a cultural hero, if more so, as he is a sports icon. Now imagine him losing a match and the crowd becoming so silent and despondent following the loss that you could literally hear a pin drop. I mean, you'd have every right to be shocked if you watched your on-screen hero, live and in person, lose the title he carried for 8 straight years slip away. That's right, 8 years. That's unheard of in this day and age. On January 18, 1971, that exact scenario played out as Bruno Sammartino's legendary 8-year Worldwide Wrestling Federation heavyweight title reign came to an end at the hands of Ivan Koloff. Obviously, at the time of the victory, Koloff was a Russian villain who played off the whole Cold War tension between the United States and Russia, which at this point was near its height. As perfect a heel as he may have been for that time, no one really expected that he would actually dethrone Bruno. In the eyes of the fans inside Madison Square Garden, Sammartino was an unstoppable force and immovable object, all rolled up into one. Perhaps no star before nor since has had such a connection with the fans that they lived and breathed his every performance, in the way the fans in New York City did with Bruno. The idea that any challenger could ever beat him and take the WWF title from him was so unthinkable that when it finally happened, the men, women, and children that so passionately supported their hero had no real way of reacting. As Bruno walked to the locker room and fans came to understand what they had seen, they began to cry, openly weeping. That is devotion to a single performer. As much as the WWE tries to regain that magic with the likes of John Cena and Roman Reigns, and oh God, are they really trying with Roman Reigns, they may never be able to recreate that magic. For that reason, Ivan Koloff's 1971 win over Bruno Sammartino for the WWF Championship remains the most shocking in the sport's illustrious history.
5.
John Bradshaw Layfield, The Great American Bash 2004. The spring of 2004 was pretty awesome if you were one for World Wrestling Entertainment. The company attempted to go in a new direction with Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero as its World and WWE champions, respectively, but ratings were stagnant and neither had proved to be the breakout star management had hoped for. Guerrero, in particular, was having a hard time coping with the tremendous pressure he was under to carry the SmackDown brand. It's honestly a shame, really, because both Benoit and Guerrero had so much potential as world champions, yet weren't given enough time to shine. But because of ratings, both superstars were booked to drop their championships. So instead of booking an already established main event talent to capture the gold, they instead decided to book a former longtime tag team wrestler, Bradshaw, to capture the belt. In a way, it made sense as he had recently undergone a character makeover. Gone was the beer-drinking, ass-kicking Acolyte Protection Agency member, and in its place was suave, loudmouth American businessman John Bradshaw Layfield, and he was hell-bent on speaking his mind and capturing the WWE title that eluded him throughout his long career. It's just a shame they couldn't repackage his backstage attitude, if you get what we mean.
4,
CM Punk Money in the Bank 2011. When you really think about it, it made total sense for WWE to put the title on CM Punk. He was a molten hot, groundbreaking force in wrestling at the time. Hell, Punk had been main event bound since 2007 after winning the ECW Championship and winning 2 World Heavyweight Championships in the following years. It was only a matter of time before WWE decided to put the main belt on him. And hey, where better than in his hometown of Chicago, Illinois? Even though it made perfect sense, we all kept thinking to ourselves that there's no way they'd give him the main belt. Surely not, especially considering how well developed the storyline leading into Money in the Bank was. You know, with Punk's contract running out on the day of the pay-per-view, as well as him ripping into the company's work ethic, false promises, and ass kickers, and even taking a shot at WWE's anti-bullying program, Be a Star. It all felt real. When the pay-per-view finally rolled up, both Punk and Cena made history. Cena and Punk put on the only 5-star match in WWE's recent history. The Chicago native walked out with the title and came back to have a controversial champion versus champion feud with Cena later that summer. It was absolutely fantastic. Well, until both Triple H and Kevin Nash got involved in the storyline.
3,
Hulk Hogan, WrestleMania 9. This was surprising for all the wrong reasons. So let's just get this out of the way. WrestleMania 9 sucked. Most of the matches were boring. Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez was an absolute mess, and the main event was an absolute debacle of a finish to one of the most anticipated events of the year. The main event featured reigning champion Bret the Hitman Hart defending his title against Yokozuna. The match was very poor, to say the least. You had Bret Hart, who was still a rising star, drop the title to Yokozuna in under 8 minutes. It was nothing special, and in all honesty, it wasn't surprising. What was surprising, however, was Hulk Hogan's involvement after the match. To put it simply, Hulk Hogan just walked into the ring, challenged Yokozuna, who just won the belt, to a match, defeated Yokozuna in just 22 seconds, and walked out, never to be seen again until June's King of the Ring pay-per-view. It was a travesty. It made Bret Hart look bad and essentially killed whatever popularity Hulk Hogan had left in the WWF. This is backstage politics at its worst.
2,
Daniel Bryan, SummerSlam 2013. So Daniel Bryan's win at WrestleMania 30 is probably much more well recognized. However, we do think this victory was quite expected given the push he received right before the event all the way up to the actual main event at Mania 30. His victory at Mania 30 was fantastic and will be remembered for years to come. However, we believe his first WWE Championship win was far more shocking. I mean, he was going up against WWE's very own Superman, John Cena. Even though Daniel Bryan is a far superior wrestler than John Cena, everyone was just expecting John Cena to win as he usually does. You know, kick out at 2 and all the other Super Cena moves. Well, the outcome of the main event took everyone by surprise, as Daniel Bryan won after pinning John Cena in what would be one of the biggest upsets in WWE history, right up until Randy Orton cashed in his Money in the Bank contract on him following this match.
1,
Chris Jericho, Vengeance, December 2001. So, not to doubt Chris Jericho's abilities in the ring or on the mic, but let's be honest, no one expected him to walk out of Vengeance as WWF champion. I mean, after all, the only world championship Jericho held prior to this was the WCW championship for a brief period in 2001, and the WWF championship on April 17, 2000, after defeating Triple H on an episode of Raw. However, the victory was wiped from the record books due to the fast count by referee Earl Hebner. Anyway, earlier in the night, Jericho defeated The Rock to capture the WCW Championship, which was renamed the World Championship after WCW lost at Survivor Series during the Invasion storyline. That alone was shocking enough. Surely enough, though, Jericho defeated Stone Cold in the main event to unify both the WWF Championship and World Championship to become the first ever undisputed champion. I wonder if he put Triple H on the list after WrestleMania 18. Did we leave any out? Tell us your most shocking WWE Championship changes in history in the comments section below. And please make sure to subscribe and tap the bell button to get notifications about our latest videos. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more Elite Facts.